You know, at the end of the day, like, Puffy is Puffy. He will, I mean, you know, it's all about what he can do, what he can get from people. That's it. Puffy it's all about himself a lot of times, because he never really did nothing for me.
Y'all, let me catch my breath because this is intense. A voice recording of Lil Kim exposing Diddy has resurfaced, and it's sending shockwaves through social media. Our Queen Bee was trying to warn us about Diddy's true colors since the 90s, but that's not all. She also tried to sound the alarm about Biggie, and people had the audacity to laugh at her. The disrespect is unreal.
Literally rapping in my lion dress. I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Boom, my headphones on. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And he, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, well, you trying to play me? You got all these skanks in here.
Wow.
And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And look, and then look.
And you were still loving this man after all
I don't
of
know
this.
why. I don't know why. But I tell you, sometimes if he wasn't dead, I would have. I love him.
Now listen up, because this tea is piping hot. We're seeing more and more celebrities step forward to share their experiences with Diddy, and it's not pretty. Remember when Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright were speaking out? Everyone dismissed them as crazy. And when Lil Kim told us Diddy was evil, Chile, nobody wanted to listen. But I bet they're all ears now that the truth is coming to light.
You know, at the end of the day, like, Puffy is Puffy. He will, I mean, you know, it's all about what he can do, what he can get from people. That's it. Puffy it's all about himself a lot of times, because he never really did nothing for me.
Let's take it back to where it all began, because this story has layers upon layers of drama. Picture this. It's the 90s, and Lil Kim joins Junior Mafia, this amazing hip-hop group started by none other than the notorious B.I.G. This is where Kim's path crosses with Diddy, and honey, this is where things start getting messy. Now, let me tell you something that'll make your blood boil. Despite becoming Kim's manager and supposedly being her friend, Diddy never signed her to Bad Boy Records. The audacity of this man. And wait until you hear his excuse, it'll make you want to throw something. When Kim first met Diddy, he looked at this talented, beautiful artist and had the nerve to say she was too pretty to be rapping. Can you believe this nonsense? He straight up questioned what he was supposed to do with her. This is the same man who would later build an empire on the backs of artists he underestimated. But Kim wasn't about to let anyone dim her light. In 1996, she dropped her debut album, Hardcore. And guess what? It went platinum. Did that change Diddy's mind? Absolutely not. He still wouldn't sign her because he didn't believe female rappers could make platinum records. The misogyny, the discrimination, the pure disrespect. It's enough to make your head spin. Recently, an old recording of Kim surfaced, and baby, she didn't hold back. She exposed how Diddy used his money and connections to get away with everything. Of course, like clockwork, the recording got deleted. But honey, we all know the internet keeps receipts. In this explosive rant, Kim laid bare the truth about Diddy's self-centered nature. But what really breaks my heart is what happened when Kim was in prison. While Oprah and Tyra Banks were writing letters to support her, where was her so-called friend Diddy? Nowhere to be found. Not a visit, not a letter, not even a phone number to call. The betrayal is astronomical. And get this, while he couldn't find time to visit Kim, he made sure to visit Lil Wayne in prison. Why? Because of his business deals with Cash Money and Rick Ross. The man really showed his true colors, proving that loyalty means nothing when there's money to be made.
Me working with Nicki Minaj has nothing to do with going against Kim. When Kim works with other producers, when she raps with other artists, I'm not getting upset. It's not a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And hold on, let me get finished. I think that a lot of us that have been here for a long time, including yourself, Flex.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We have inspired a lot of people.
Yes.
We have motivated a lot of people. We have touched a lot of people in a certain way. We've been those cats that people have aspired to be. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be around Nicki if I ever heard nothing ever negative said about Kim. You know what I'm saying? I never heard nothing like that. But then when it comes to just being an MC, that's when I gotta stand back. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they want to do things and be MCs, that's their business. I'm not with any negativity. I'm not with no beef. You know what I'm saying? And I love both of them, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, right now, Nicki Minaj, you know, that's who my artist is. That's who I consult. That's who I do business with. I no longer do business with Kim on that level, but Kim will always have a special place in my heart.
But wait, because the betrayal gets even deeper. While Kim was behind bars, Diddy decided to work with her rival, Nicki Minaj. And when people questioned him about it, he had the nerve, the audacity, the gall to throw Kim under the bus, saying Nicki was his artist and Kim wasn't. The shade of it all makes me want to scream. Let me tell you about the opportunities this man stole from Kim, because it'll make your jaw drop. Remember Sisqó's Thong Song? That massive hit that had everyone singing? Well, Kim could have been on that track. L.A. Reid himself wanted her on it. But Diddy, playing his manipulative games, told her to play hard to get. The sabotage is real, but hold on to your seats because this next part is going to knock you out. Michael Jackson, yes, the Michael Jackson, wanted to collaborate with Kim after hearing her music. The king of pop himself saw her talent. But guess who blocked that collaboration? Diddy. I cannot even process the level of sabotage.
Rodney Jerkins, he was working on Michael Jackson's album, and he was like, yo, I was playing Queen for Michael Jackson. And he was like, man, I love how she raps behind the beat and it's so sexy. I was like, he said that?
What?
He was like, yeah. So I'm telling you that to say, we're trying to get you on the album. And I was like, what? I think I might, my leg is still trying to recover because I fell out the seat. And
oh my God.
Yeah.
You didn't get
so
on that.
let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
Puffy was my manager at the time.
Okay.
And when we brought it to Puffy, Puffy was like, Puffy can be a little bit controlling because I was like his little sister. So I don't know. I don't know if him and Rodney were going through something at the time, but it just never happened because I was a kid, so I wasn't handling my business. But I remember seeing Rodney and he going, yo, what's up? I've been calling and you don't want to be on Michael Jackson's album? I was like, what? Are you crazy? Of course I do. But I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. So that was a missed opportunity, not due to anything I did, but like, just, you know, it was out of my control. Wow. And I really, 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 really just want to go somewhere and die.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking. Oh my God, I was like, what you about to say?
I literally, I still get teared up. Like, I'll be like, oh no, we got this.
Now this is where Kim shows us who she really is. While Diddy was busy blocking her blessings, she was out here being a guardian angel for other women. Miss Jones recently shared a terrifying story that'll give you chills. Diddy threatened to put her in the trunk of a car, and this threat was accidentally caught on tape during a radio commercial break. The fear in Miss Jones's voice when she tells this story is haunting.
From what I understand, one of his closest friends was the last one he dragged out paying her and refused to pay her. She was the very, very last one. That
it's a mentality and it's something that is built in somebody.
And Diddy, I don't want you blowing up my house or my car or anything like that.
Good night!
No, I don't. Because I don't.
I cannot.
He already threatened to put me in the trunk of a car.
What?
And it's on tape. You know when we take you back in the room to do commercials? After you do an interview on the radio and we take you in the back. And he didn't know that the tape was running.
But thank God for Lil Kim. She stepped in and told Diddy to back off. Our Queen Bee wasn't just fighting her own battles, she was protecting other women too.
And if I hadn't heard it, I wouldn't have believed it. And Lil Kim said, leave Jonesy alone. Jonesy don't hurt nobody. Stop, yep. You saved me. You're my hero. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So I just say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Baby. That's what I've always.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
To disparage Cassie, and you don't know what the that young woman went through. First of all, she was with somebody 20 years. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how a lot of these guys have always, and this is even in the growing up, we dating dealers. These motherfuckers were 12 and 22 decades older than us. They had no business.
I was 17 and he was 27.
They are we're in developmentally different spaces. You mean that's not predatory?
That is.
out of here. Come on, man. And men and that's why that pissed me off seeing guns, because I with guns.
Yeah.
That's my mans in them.
Peter
but
Guns, that was not cute.
Yeah, I don't know what numbers is going on, but I definitely was.
Do they really believe that? Do they really believe? It's so stupid.
They really believe.
Do they really believe that, or are they again just pretending and trying to buy time? Because once we start going down the line of who did what to whom, and everybody's suing. How you sue it? No. How you sue?
Y'all, the stories just keep coming. There's another incident where Kim saved a dancer from Diddy's unwanted advances. This dancer kept rejecting him, but Diddy wouldn't take no for an answer. He cornered her backstage at a concert, thinking he could intimidate her into submission. But Kim wasn't having any of it. She stood her ground and wouldn't leave until Diddy backed off. That's what real sisterhood looks like. Now, let's talk about something that still haunts the hip-hop community: Biggie's relationship with Diddy. It started in 1992 when Diddy discovered Big through a magazine feature. He signed him to Bad Boy Entertainment in 1993, but there's so much more to this story than meets the eye. There have been whispers, very serious whispers, that Diddy might have been involved in Biggie's tragic passing because Big wanted to leave the label.
Have Big. Puff would never be involved in one of his best friends. That's outside of him being his artist. You know what I'm saying? That was like, you know, their relationship was something that I don't have that relationship with Puff. So, you know, that's never been something that people can connect things and say you knew this one but that doesn't mean you knew these things were gonna happen either. And that doesn't mean that you said, okay, do this either. Cause I know without a doubt that if that's the case, then we would have sued Puff a long time ago. Right. If we felt that way. You don't think they haven't tried to get us to do that?
Yeah, I watched
I'm
the
just
episode
saying, you know, in real life. But we know better than that, you know.
Faith Evans tried to defend Diddy, claiming their relationship was something special. Even more special than her own marriage to Biggie. But Chile, the streets weren't buying it, especially with those rumors flying around about Faith and Diddy being more than just friends. And let's not forget the mess between Faith and Kim, both of them fighting over Biggie, who wasn't exactly being faithful to either woman.
Big was the one who wanted our relationship, and this is real. He wanted our relationship to be more public. I was a young girl, so to be honest, you know, I was messing, this guy was married, and at the end of the day, we were together first, so I guess it was being that, like, okay, we had our relationship first, you know? I didn't really know how to deal with that. I was young, you know? If I could do it over, I wouldn't mess with a married man again, you know? But I was young. So at the end of the day, like, you know, she was more mad at the situation than I was.
Right.
And when I look back at it, damn, you know, she was married to the dude, but he was everybody. What the
Speaking of Biggie, we need to address how he treated Kim. Everything he did to Faith, he did to Kim too. And it gets worse. Kim revealed that Biggie once choked her until she lost consciousness. The pain in her voice when she tells this story, it's heartbreaking.
To be rapping in my lion just I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Boom, my headphones on. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And he, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, well, you trying to play me? You got all these skanks in here. Wow. And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And look, and then look.
And you were still loving this man after all
I don't
of
know
this.
why. I don't know why. But I tell you sometimes, if he wasn't there, I would have.
Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that too much. I said, love that too much? What do you mean I love it too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would take you with me. I said, how you gonna take me with you and you broke? He said, I'm broke. I said, yeah, you broke, man. You owe Mike Gadget $30,000 for the system in them drop boxes he put in your truck. And he was like, yo, how you know that? I said, talk and run their mouth, Big. Yo, he said, oh. He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray? Tracy Lee, and the Commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million. It comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn.
I never knew it myself, and I didn't know it that night that those stickers was on the car. I didn't know that till years later. But anytime you see any kind of things like that on a vehicle, on a street sign, on a wall, it comes from the street team. So somebody was put up to do that because they didn't put it on Puff car. And those cars was rented. So to put those stickers on there, you defacing the property. You understand? Somebody got to pay for that. So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle.
The Rolling Stone expose on Diddy revealed some truly disgusting behavior after Biggie's death. Instead of properly grieving his friend, Diddy was obsessed with marketing Biggie's Life After Death album. But it gets even worse. When Rolling Stone offered to do a cover story about Biggie's legacy, Diddy made it all about himself. Kirk Burrow tried to talk some sense into him, saying, "Let's make it about Biggie. You'll have your chance for a cover later." But Diddy's response? "No, he's dead. I'm putting out my album No Way Out in July. I need to be on the cover." The disrespect, the selfishness, the complete lack of loyalty, it's absolutely shocking. And then, in what has to be one of the most disrespectful moves in hip-hop history, Diddy got his Rolling Stone cover titled The New King of Hip-Hop and had the audacity to write Big on his chest. But wait until you hear what he said 2 years later. In another Rolling Stone interview, he admitted that Biggie's death boosted his album sales by at least 2 million copies, saying, "That doesn't necessarily feel good, but that's the reality." I am literally shaking with anger. The word on the street is that Kim knew everything that was happening between Biggie and Diddy, but she was threatened into silence. But times are changing, and so is Kim's loyalty to Diddy. Reports are saying she's ready to spill all the tea she's been holding onto for decades. And honey, I am ready to listen. Looking back at all of this, my heart breaks for Lil Kim. She tried to warn us about both these men, but nobody would listen. She faced betrayal, sabotage, and threats, yet she still found the strength to protect other women from harm. It's time we start believing women when they speak up, because the truth always finds its way to the light. The relationship between Kim, Diddy, and Biggie is a tragic tale of loyalty, betrayal, and survival. Kim's story reminds us that sometimes the monsters aren't hiding in the shadows. They're right there in the spotlight, using their power and influence to silence those who know the truth. I'm sitting here with chills, thinking about everything Kim has been through and everything she's about to reveal. The strength, the resilience, the determination. She's not just a queen, she's a survivor. What do you think about all this drama? Are you ready for Kim to spill more tea? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is far from over. And remember, when women like Lil Kim speak up, we need to listen the first time. Goodbye.